The following program contains language, images, and/or subject matter that may be objectionable to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Direct from Albany, New York, it's time for the New Media Zone. With your hosts, Ed and Dave. Tonight, a look at this week's new film and DVD releases. And a chance to win free movie tickets with the poster campaign. And now your hosts, Ed and Dave.
Hello and welcome to the New Media Zone. Ed and Dave here. Ed and Dave with you.
Checking my microphone.
Checking our mics. Our sound is very good now. I have the proper filter on, takes out the buzz. We still don't know where buzzing comes from, but we got rid of that. As long as our batteries are new and fresh and the microphones are clipped on to our bodies.
Yes, that's very important.
Now, this is the New Media Zone where we take a look at all the films coming out this week. Also, the films that are coming out on Blu-ray or DVD from 3 months ago. Plus some classics coming back. And a chance to win free movie tickets. I should do this setup at the beginning.
You should. We never do. You've been saying it for years. We never do it.
But I should do it because you do the game material. So I should do the introduction at the beginning.
Okay. We'll see to it that you do that. We'll put it on your little checklist here. Might help.
So we said we have a lot of material that we didn't get to.
Right.
So tonight we are doing Scary Stories and The Kitchen.
Right.
We'll do those films. So we'll start off with a little of Channel 10 discussion.
Now this would be the local area for those of you not from our area. This is Albany, New York. We're going to be discussing the local news. Take it away, Ed.
Even in the area, you can't see it now because I guess AT&T owns DirecTV, and the negotiations didn't go through, so they dropped Channel 10, which they told us via a scroll on the bottom.
Yep.
The negotiations aren't going well. Please call AT&T, and then the thing changes. AT&T has dropped us from DirecTV. Please call AT&T. Well, that's not our job out here. And anybody who's affected by this can't see the scroll because they've been dropped. So anybody with DirecTV that has lost a channel is not seeing the scroll. We are, who are proper cable subscribers.
We have not yet cut the cord.
No. So, yeah, what it is we don't call AT&T, we call this Nexstar is who we should be calling. I think that's the owners
of that channel.
Channel 10, yeah. They're the ones who aren't coughing up the money. Apparently they had enough money to build this disgusting looking set they put up with a blurry picture of the Capitol. They must have run out of funds. And now they're up at the track. That's got to cost a few bucks.
They're there every day for the meet.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm assuming only on the days that it's open, and the other days they're back in the studio.
Yeah. Of course, they dropped another day from the track to try and keep the dead horse count down. Right, they're not. They're dark on Tuesdays now too.
I think Mondays and Tuesdays, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't help when it's 97 degrees on a Wednesday and the horses are running.
I think we're down one horse already as we tape this.
Are we? Oh, I didn't hear that.
I'm sure we're down more as this airs.
Okay.
So one down. I said 15 is my.
Is that your over-under on that?
That was mine. Yeah, that seems to be what it is. Which, you don't want to see horses go down for the amusement of other people.
I will say this, then. With PETA complaining about Shamu and all these other things, how come we don't hear anything about the Saratoga track? They may voice their displeasure, but this isn't being reported around here that this is a horrible thing, the way they're treated, or making them, whipping them and making them run in this heat. And I never hear anything about that. It's the sport of kings.
Right.
Go put your money down.
Because it's making money for Saratoga. We can't close that down. Shh.
Because the people in Saratoga, if that ever stopped, their taxes are going to go through the roof.
Some woman keeps 10 extra cats in her house, and there's a story, there's cops all
Right.
over. Nothing about these horses that are going down. And, of course, the News 10 team is up there, and we're going to get you to see the live feed from the Facebook live feed, which I forgot was going on until it popped up on my Facebook, and I remember how much fun that was last year, seeing the poor anchors sweat with the jackets on, and the fans going. You see the anchors are just the fans, and there's no reason for them to be out there. You can't see anything in the background. They may as well put one of those blurry pictures they have up back in the studio there.
I wonder if they prevent people from walking behind them to stop making obscene gestures as they go by. That's probably why there's nothing back there.
Yeah, people can't get in there, really, I don't see. Or they don't really care. It's probably more like... So, yeah, poor John Gray is out there in the suit jacket, and for some reason he can't wear a polo shirt or anything, and he's sweating, and he's got the tissue. This is more entertaining than the news. And there's no, apparently, makeup woman coming over to help him out. Tim Lake is sitting there like a piece of cardboard. I don't know if he's the new man out or something. Nobody's talking to him in between takes. Just sitting there sweating in his suit. It's kind of sad to see what goes on. And Lydia Colbita looks like a bundle of joy there. She's actually, talking and telling stories, and looks like she's making the best of it. But everybody, the poor guy, and John Gray gets up, and he just his jacket, and the entire top half of his shirt is wet. It's the most entertaining thing.
And he's a large fellow. So that's they are.
I think
they're prone to sweat.
I think even Tim Lake would be sweating, but he's sitting like a piece of wood.
Well, he's trying to. He doesn't want to move. Any movement would make him sweat more. So he's just sitting there. I'm not even sure he's a real person.
I remember when he first came on, I said, "My God, this guy is a stiff," but he's grown on me a little bit there because he seems like the outcast, the underdog you're kind of rooting for. Nobody's talking to. So that's fun with Channel 10. Someday we got to get you on there and me, and we'll comment back and forth what we're seeing there. I think that covered all my
all your notes.
Channel 10 stuff. Remember how I said there was the Model Mayhem website where you go on?
Yes.
We're not going to probably get a new co-host or anything, but I just wanted to check it out. And every, in quotes, model on there is covered head to toe in tattoos, which is tough if you have a certain thing you want to shoot in mind. You got to get out the Photoshop. But I found the other day an actress website. Okay, and there's actual people that look like they're not covered with tattoos and headshots. And not the greatest, but I saw, this one looks like a nice professional headshot. And she's from Clifton Park. Okay, let me take a look.
Far.
Take a look at this, and I'm looking. It's Aunt Beru from the new Star Wars movies. What the hell is Aunt Beru doing in Clifton Park? And I said,
what the hell is Aunt Beru?
Aunt Beru was the character Luke's, in quotes, aunt.
Okay.
In the first one, she was an older woman, but in the ones they did in the 90s, it was a younger actress. So I saw she's up, and why is Aunt Beru up in Clifton Park? And then I realized why she was up there. But she's not up there any longer.
Why was she up there?
Apparently she was roped into that Nexium, and that was the headquarters up there in Clifton Park.
Where I used to live.
Right.
Just a few doors down from me.
Yeah, you saw none of that going on while you were there, right?
No, I would have joined.
Joined in. So yeah, we can't. I was thinking maybe we could get Aunt Beru on the show, but no, she's out of here. I'm sure by now. All right, so let's take a look at our films. What did you have the first one?
Scary stories to tell in the dark. That's what I have. I could tell a lot of scary stories, but I won't. This stars Zoe Margaret Coletti, Michael Garza, and Gabriel Rush. Yes, it does. It really, really does.
Oh, there we go.
Now let me set the scene for you, Ed.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1968 in America.
Okay.
Change is blowing in the wind. But seemingly far removed from the unrest in the cities is the small town of Mill Valley, where for generations the shadow of the Bellows family has loomed large. You got that?
The Bellows.
It is in their mansion on the edge of the town that Sarah, a young girl with horrible secrets, turned her tortured life into a series of scary stories written in a book that has transcended time. Stories that have a way of becoming all too real for a group of teenagers who discover Sarah's terrifying tome. This is rated PG-13 for terror/violence, disturbing images, thematic elements, language, including racial epithets and brief sexual references.
Oh, that was a new one I noticed.
The racial epithets?
Yeah.
Because we can't say words such as beep.
Yeah, I forgot I was going to look this up. I didn't know if this was an anthology film with the different stories, but I think it's the girls' stories are coming to life, is what it is. And
isn't that like an Adam Sandler movie of not too long ago?
What's that?
Where he was telling maybe it was bedtime stories.
Oh.
He would tell stories to his kids and they would come real,
Uh-huh.
I think. I'll look it up while you watch it.
Were they separate stories, or all the stories came to life at once?
Well, I think you understand that I've never really watched a Adam Sandler movie, so I can't tell you for sure. But for some reason, I seem to recall that.
I thought this might have been a nice anthology, but looks like it's more like Goosebumps, where all the characters are chasing people around.
The movie with Adam Sandler is bedtime stories. He gets an unexpected surprise when he discovers that the tall tales he's been telling his niece and nephew are somehow coming true. There you go. That's all I'm going to give you on that one.
Will be a nice still of that look like big hair coming out of a pimple or boil.
Oh.
You'll see a nice 5-second shot of that.
No, please, no.
Well, this looks like it might be interesting if it's really scary stories.
I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little prejudicial on these, scary, terrifying horror stories. I like them to be R-rated. I feel they're a little too tame if they're not.
What was the rating on
this?
this?
This is PG-13.
Oh, that could be trouble. We want.
I like a good, intense terror, which I think harbors an R rating.
Yeah, I haven't seen any really good PG-13 horror. Although, Jaws was PG. Although they had the maybe too intense for younger children on there.
Well, is that the one where the guy's leg gets bitten off and they show it going down, and then you got Quint getting chomped on at the end? I don't think that would be I think that would be an R today. I really do. I think in today's sensitivities, that would be an R. Or you'd have to cut off the chomping on his abdominal cavity as he's sticking the knife in the thing. Well, I think that would be an R.
It would be pushing the R rating.
But a surprisingly lack of cursing in that film.
Mm-hmm. Salty language. I think they used to
put
what
they call it?
In the HBO guide, I seem to remember. Salty language from Quint there.
Did he really say? I cannot think of I don't know. I cannot think of a curse word in that. I just need to sit back and relax. My back hurts.
Were you doing heavy lifting at Ollie's
I
again?
was not doing heavy lifting at Ollie's, but just lifting my heavy self up out of bed. That's heavy lifting.
Okay, The Kitchen.
The Kitchen.
Elizabeth Moss, Melissa McCarthy, and Tiffany Haddish, based on the Vertigo comic book series from DC Entertainment. Even something that doesn't look like a comic book now is a comic book series.
Yeah.
Let's see. We just said the names. This is 1978 Hell's Kitchen housewives whose mobster husbands are sent to prison by the FBI. Left with little but a sharp axe to grind, the ladies take the Irish Mafia's matters into their own hands, proving unexpectedly adept at everything from running the rackets to taking out the competition. Literally. Rated R for violence, language throughout, and some sexual content.
Oh.
Where would the sexual content be coming from?
Oh.
Melissa McCarthy.
Could be interesting. Not worth $15, but could be interesting.
Does look interesting, and it's 78. We always like to see some period pictures from.
And why is Kong Skull Island not on Netflix? Does anyone know? Was there a contract with some kind of company that allows them to not put their films on?
That was a Warner Brothers, I think. Do they not have a lot of Warner Brothers?
I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I want to re-up my Kong Skull Island experience before King Kong fights Godzilla. But I can't get it on Netflix.
You don't have Amazon Prime.
I do.
You do.
Well, I'm stealing it from an ex-girlfriend. But yeah.
She didn't cut you
No,
off.
no, at least not yet. I haven't checked in a while. Should I check Amazon Prime? Would they possibly have it?
Yeah, I would check that one. I think Warner Brothers is odd with their showings of things.
Now, this Elizabeth Moss, isn't she that Handmaid's Tale or something?
Is she? I know she was in something.
I tried to watch that. I couldn't watch it.
No.
I got like 2-3 episodes in and decided I can't watch that. Didn't interest me. Did not pique my interest.
Kind of a downer, wasn't it? All the women are.
Yeah, they're
like
just there.
slaves or
Yes, they're
something?
just there for procreation to spit out the kids. There's some nasty business going on there. Nastier than that. But as if that isn't bad enough. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm using women just for sex. That's terrible. But yeah, there's some nasty business going on. But I couldn't get beyond like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah, I don't know if I would enjoy that.
Yeah, don't.
So you still have Netflix. I have it for a month now.
I still have the Netflix.
I never see a lot on there.
I haven't watched it in a while. But there's a lot of shows that I watched, but unfortunately I'm waiting the 8 years between seasons.
We're still
You have to wait forever. Lost in Space.
Lost in Space.
Now, I didn't love Lost in Space, but I liked it enough to want to see where it goes. But it's been off for like 8-9 months.
Yeah, it was a year ago I saw it, I think.
You want to know when it was on?
When?
Producer Jim was still around.
Yes.
And it hasn't been on since.
He had seen it, yeah.
And we're coming up to a year.
Right.
That's terrible.
Yep. They got to crank those out a little faster. Even Stranger Things, 8 episodes, we got to wait a year in between. The kids are going to be
I know. They're going to be grandparents.
Past their puberties.
Oh. The Curse of La Llorona. Never heard of it, but it's... I might like saying La Llorona as much as I like to say Davidovich and Terrarace.
Did you like saying it 3 months ago? Because that's when we did it.
Did we do it? I don't remember hearing it. Okay. La Llorona.
This is a one that was kind of a ghost or something in the woods, but somehow tied into the Conjuring universe.
Why is everything a universe?
Don't know. Some of them don't work out. But the Conjuring and even the most recent one did all right.
I think I would like to say this if it had an extra syllable with another couple L's in it.
Yeah, I think it needs another L at the end.
Yeah.
La 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 la.
Yeah, it needs an extra la la la. All right. Oh, wow. Now you're going back to what, 60s, late 60s?
Is this in early 70s?
Let me look it up, Ed.
I'm going to say, was it before or after The Sting, which was, I think, 74. So I'm going to say this was 73?
74.
74. I said 3. I was off slightly. I believe it's the same artwork as the Sting.
Susan Sarandon is also in it, as is Carol Burnett and Charles Durning and Austin Pendleton and Vincent Gardenia, well known as playing the cop from, what was the ones with Charles Bronson?
Oh, Death Wish.
Yeah.
Also Frank Lorenzo on the Normal Family.
Right.
Like to see that. Like to see all the 70s actors.
Palms. Did we do this? Please tell me we didn't do this.
We did this.
We did this.
This was, what's her name? Rhea Perlman popped up. And Diane Keaton is what it was. She wanted to be a cheerleader when she was, in high school. But it didn't happen for some reason, so she started an old folks
Come on. This movie had to make $5.
I don't think it did very well. And check Box Office Mojo for the take on Palms.
I'll look it up.
Put in Palms and Box Office Mojo. You should.
Well, won't Wikipedia just give me the budget, the total
I don't think
amount?
it will.
No, I thought they did.
Box Office Mojo will give you the what it brought in. They don't always put what it cost them. If the studio is embarrassed, they don't always post that number.
Well, you can move on while I try.
I'll move on while you do that.
I'll get to it eventually.
And we have Batman Hush. I'll talk about this.
Yeah, you do that because I don't even know what that is. It's got to be a cartoon.
It's an animated DC Universe movie.
Palms, $15.3 million.
Oh, it made?
Yeah, yep. On a $10 million budget, which when you add in advertising and all that, it probably lost money.
Oh, nobody wants to see old cheerleaders or Diane Keaton. Although she didn't look bad nude a few years ago.
What? What'd she do nude?
Was it with Jack Nicholson, that one she was in?
How recent?
Well, it's probably getting on 10 years now.
What'd she show?
Her boobs. She was totally nude, but she covered up the lower region and the boobs, but not bad for whatever she is. Batman Hush was a major Batman comic run, which I don't know too much about. I see Superman there and maybe Harley Quinn down there.
There's a kind of hush.
Looks like Poison Ivy. I'll have to see what the gist of the Batman Hush storyline was. I would have you look that up, but we don't really care that much.
No, we don't. I don't.
I don't care enough to look it up.
Oh, my God.
Carol Burnett. Now, this is supposed to be the best of the best, which would probably be a good way to...
It kind of looks like the all of the all.
It looks like a lot there. That was on a good 10 years, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Season 10, that is, the last one, it looks like. And I'm sure if you have fond memories of poor
Tim Conway.
Tom Conway, who just passed on. But I'm sure you remember all those great sketches. But I'm sure if you put on an actual entire show from, 75 or something, there's probably a lot of Carol singing with the guest star, probably a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of washed out of your memory, so I think the best of the best is how we want to see this.
You want to see the best of the best? Just go on YouTube. Just watch the best of the best. Just put in Tim Conway doing the dentist. That's a classic.
And Mrs. Swiggins.
Yeah. And then when they were doing although I hated the show, I couldn't watch the show, that Mama's Family.
Yeah.
But there is a couple of segments they did on the Carol Burnett show with Tim Conway going on, and then just about the elephants. You got to watch that because at the end of it, which was of course not put on the air, Vicki Lawrence cursed a little bit at him.
Oh no!
Gate called him a name, which forced him to fall off the couch laughing. But you'd have to see that segment. But there it is, 10 years worth. I just recapped it for you.
That's all you have to see. But Dave just ran down there.
I'm just trying to see Harvey Korman not laugh at Tim Conway. That has to
I like
be
the little
last
book there in the set. I think it was $200 though, so you might have to wait for that to show up. Big Lots or something.
It's free on YouTube. Maybe Ollie's will get it.
Geez, I was gonna maybe do the celebrity deaths, but it looks like
you got time. How many? It's only we can rifle through that.
All right, we have a few minutes. We can take a look at the recent celebrity passings.
There you go. I never saw Willy Wonka, so I don't know who this is. But
that's I forget Violet.
Yeah.
The character who was an annoying little kid who Willie. I don't know if these kids ever came back from what happened to him, but she was turned into a giant blueberry. I think they squeezed the juice out of her like a pimple, but I don't know if they ever returned to normal.
Oh, God.
I only saw this once, maybe.
Oh.
But that's sad. What, 62?
62.
Kind of young. Oh, I must have walked by her at one time because they had the cast reunion at one of these conventions I went to. I walked by all of them to get to Dr. Smith, I remember. Wasn't a big fan of Willy Wonka.
Rip Torn.
Rip Torn, we know mainly from
Is it Larry Sanders?
the Larry Sanders Show, although he's been in a lot of things throughout the years. 88. It's a good run.
Yeah.
Oh, this was a surprise.
I'm not sure if I recall now this being shortly there after he passed. An epileptic event, I
Yes.
think it could have been.
He was Adam Sandler's son in those grown-up movies.
Right.
And then a lot of Disney things. Do we finish?
Oh,
Okay.
Elf. Elf, Max Wright.
Let's see, 75.
Hated that show, Al. He
I
hated
thought,
it.
Oh, he hated it.
He
You
hated
liked it.
I thought it was moderately entertaining. He hated it. He hated doing it.
Well, that's maybe why he turned to those hard drugs.
Yes.
Of course, that's all been forgotten, I think. I didn't see any mention of that. The pictures from the Inquirer with him with the hash pipe and things, all forgotten now. And we just remember the lovable elf.
Right. Mostly a theater star, though. Oh, Beth Chapman, Dog the Bounty Hunter's wife.
Now, you remember, I don't know how much of that was true, but that nutty woman in Saratoga that had the tulips ripped out,
Yeah.
and supposedly she called her friend Beth here to
Oh,
track
no.
down the culprits.
Well, Beth would have been in no condition to help.
It sounds like she was in no condition. I think the whole thing was made up there with the tulips, and
Oh,
she
who knows?
was looking for attention. Who even knows if Beth was? I don't know what did she die of. We don't know.
She had cancer.
Oh, well, I don't think in her final days she was worried about who tore up the woman's tulips up there. Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Maybe we won't have time. I was wrong. Gloria Vanderbilt. Oh, she of the jeans and the other money making.
And Anderson Cooper's mother.
Yes.
95.
Yes.
Also a nice run. I think she was fairly healthy, right?
I don't know.
Recent. Okay, now here we have a dilemma
We could do it quick.
where we have.
Post pairs game. I'll just do it quick.
We'll do the quick version.
You send in numbers between 1 and 6. Select your entry. Reveal what's behind. You win. You lose. Whatever. John Powers.
Oh, John Powers.
1 and 3.
1 and 3.
Here we go.
All right.
Ooh, this could be a winner.
The old Shockers. No.
Sorry. Let's see. Where was Shockers? Right.
John Powers is one who wrote in once, and do it every week.
There you go. But anyway, that was it. The quick version. Post pairs game. Send in your email to mediazone95@gmail.com. That's mediazone95@gmail.com. 2 numbers from 1 to 6. We select your entry, reveal what's behind it. If it matches, you win 2 free movie passes. If you right spin the wheel, which John didn't, had he won, we would have spun the wheel. You could win up to 6 tickets. But yeah, boy, we can get through that real quick. Why don't we do that more often?
Sometimes we do. Sometimes we drop the game.
Right. But now that we know we can do it in
because of
30
time, but
seconds,
30 seconds it can be done.
unless they win and they have spin, then it's going to take a little more time than that.
Yeah, we can squeeze it in. We like to give people a chance to win tickets, though. Next time, I think we're going to cover all our leftover material first.
Okay.
And then, if we have time, we'll do Angry Birds, which I think is going to be dropped, I have a feeling, and Blinded by the Light, which is based on the Bruce Springsteen songs. So that, and next week, the Nude or Not game returns.
Ooh.
Special politically correct edition, though. We have to update.
Nothing politically correct about this game.
Well, we include everybody this time, we'll
Okay.
say that.
All right.
So we'll see you next time.
The New Media Zone has been a Cable 2000 production.